The Tvwan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Calaton.
In this edition, Medang Police Constable arrested and charged, Wing T bids farewell to Sir Julius Chan, and Penrith Panthers support PNG in NRL.
The National Youth Development Authority has committed its participation to the Youth Resource Week event through the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding. Initially announced for February 10 to 15 of this month, the event has been rescheduled for March 24 to 28. The event will mark the start of a transformative initiative aimed at empowering Papua New Guinea's youth.
Engaged with the ongoing government initiatives and interventions in the youth space. The challenge is how can we connect them, how can we mobilize them and link them, create referral pathways for them to tap in. That has been the biggest challenge, and we need to hold hands with reputable players in that space like PNG Youth Resource Week.
So this is a really good move forward and in a positive direction for the country. We are so thankful and grateful to the leadership of our Prime Minister and also the Minister of Community Development, Youth and Religion.
Responsible, I like to congratulate Resource Week, Youth Resource Week with the NYDA for the achievement. And like you said, we don't have to do the signing and leave it at it is for the next 10 years. We have to start working and do that signing into action.
A 20-kilometer road is being constructed for the rural inland Bainin wards of Sinivit local level government in Pomio district. Once complete, the road will connect villages from Riet Dadul ward, which is currently connected to the rural Warangoi station, and to the wards further inland. Acting Sinivit LLG manager Penny Maroro Jr. said the road project should ease accessibility for the wards further inland, especially Maranagi and Rigel. The project is co-funded by the Pomio district and the East New Britain provincial government through their respective services and district improvement program funds estimated at 1 million kina each. Constable Gregory Wee, who was arrested this morning with 4 of his accomplices for assaulting a medical doctor in Medang, has been slapped with 7 charges, including unlawful discharge of firearms. He is being detained at the Jamba police station in Medang and refused bail for now. According to Police Commissioner David Manning, the suspect is a repeat offender who was dismissed from the force in 2023 but reinstated by the courts.
Following the assault of Dr. Jimmy Ipit in Medang overnight, the suspect, Constable Gregory Wee, was arrested this morning and detained at the Medang police cells.
One video came viral on social media. PPC was informed last night. Management was aware from headquarters. The suspect was arrested. Now we got to talk. We already had a arrest on him. So Constable Gregory was arrested. He was disarmed. Now Conway Kolo Jomba for detention. Ada 4 accomplices belongan civilian wali outbreak. Desmond Kol Kiara, Connie Jude na Novel Kata. Popla was arrested. Also Conway Kolo Jomba. So now we play talk to them with him. PPC waiting them. We play to with him. One of injuries will sustain him, and then we'll lay appropriate charges. And then later we can see PPC na and by Prithvi Blagut and the management.
He was later charged with 4 counts of wounding, 1 count of assault occasioning bodily harm, 1 count of unlawful discharge of a firearm, and 1 count of abuse of office. 4 co-offenders in connection to this matter were also arrested and charged pursuant to Section 7 of the Criminal Code Act 1974. These charges are preliminary as further investigations are ongoing, and any additional charge may be pursued based on witness statements. In addition, more arrests are likely to ensue after investigations are completed. Doctors at the Madang General Hospital also protested the assault and abandoned their duties in the earlier part of the morning, but returned to work when the suspect was arrested. Police Commissioner David Manning condemned the actions of the police officer and revealed that this same officer was dismissed from the force in 2023 for similar offences. He was, however, reinstated by the court through an injunction. Manning was also concerned that there was a failure in command at the local level. Under the oversight of the Internal Affairs Directorate, 2 supervising officers have been suspended and will be subjected to administrative action in connection with the failure to exercise command over their subordinates. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
Chairman of Madang Provincial Health Authority, Dr. Figa Boga, is thankful to Madang Police for their quick action to arrest and detain the constable, Gregory Wee, and his 4 accomplices. He also confirmed that the Madang General Hospital remains open. The victim, Dr. Jimmy Ipit, also called for an end to the rogue behavior of police.
Legislatuur ini elpirkan ol policeman merit lumi plalu making group la work deal what planting dar play weekend so this time
This kind of brutality must be stopped, and by law enforcers. Not all many of our police officers are very dedicated, committed police officers. They are upholding the law of this nation. Only few, 1 or 2 that are bad apple in it. Inside, they are damaging the whole reputation of police forces in the country. So, the police hierarchy in the provinces have taken the initial steps. The arrest has been made, accomplices and the present main culprit.
Kinabank's CEO and Managing Director Ivan Vidovic reiterated that Kinabank remains committed to meeting the financial services needs of its customers through core banking services, digital transformation, and strategic partnerships. He expressed this at the 2025 Prime Minister's Back to Business breakfast held at the Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby. This year is particularly significant for Kinabank as it celebrates 40 years in PNG since its inception. Now operating as PNG's second largest bank, Kinabank offers a diverse range of financial solutions from banking to wealth management. Vidovic also expressed gratitude to Kinabank's outgoing CEO and Managing Director, Greg Pawson, whose leadership significantly expanded Kinabank's digital footprint across the country. He also acknowledged the government through the Prime Minister for the productive dialogue with the financial services industry over the past 2 years, which has led to positive changes in the commercial bank tax. This is TV1 News. After the break, Madang pays respect to Sejay and PM's final tribute. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor. more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Can everybody say Mbula?
Following the 2024 Pacific Break competition, we're celebrating the best musicians from across the region.
We are in such a room treat tonight.
With a series of live performances from Fiji.
Y'all are amazing.
This week, experience the soulful island sounds of Oni. Pacific Break concert, Oni.
Thanks for staying with us. The people of Medang province joined the rest of the country yesterday to bid farewell to Sir Julius Chen. Medan town residents, business houses, public servants and schools, led by the New Island community and the provincial administration, gathered at the Visitors Bureau House Tumbuna, where a tribute ceremony was held. Business houses were also given notices for half-day operations.
People gathered at the Medan Provincial House before processing to the House Tumbuna for Sir Julius tribute ceremony, where a solemn service was led by the New Island community in Medang. Most speakers at the gathering challenged today's leaders to display the leadership traits of the founding fathers and to carry forth their legacies. Provincial Director for Education Alphonse Igak said history lessons should be integrated into the curriculum to include history about the country's founding fathers. Provincial Police Commander Acting Superintendent Robert Baim acknowledged the void that's been left behind by the founding fathers and stressed to students at the service that despite many of the country's leaders having limited formal education, they served with humility and dignity to bring this nation to what it is today. Pastor Nassan of the Lutheran Church in New Island Province came to Medang a week ago and is humbled by the kind gesture shown by the Medang community and New Islanders. The Medang community, business houses and residents relayed heartfelt condolences to the Chen family and New Island Province for their loss. They were also thankful for Sir J's immense contribution to the country. The day ended with a removal of the outcry which started last Sunday, 2nd February. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape delivered a moving tribute at the burial of Sir Julius Chen, honoring his unparalleled service, statesmanship and enduring legacy in Papua New Guinea.
Speaking before Sir Julius' family, the people of New Ireland and the nation, Prime Minister James Marape reflected on Sir Julius' extraordinary contributions to PNG politics and economic landscape, describing him as one of the nation's most influential and transformative leaders.
Sir Julius stood in many of the monumental moments of our nation's 49-year history thus far. Before you make up independent logo present lo United Nations, also you ready, somebody talk say Julius, you go talk. First plus send up him talk to the United Nations, say Julius walk him. 1975, time somebody send up long canoe, lo pool lo sem canoe, say Julius am sit down inside la canoe, also one blood right hand man, the first architect of our financial institution and economy, Sanabim Central Bank, born in Kina Natoya.
Sir Julius' legacy is deeply intertwined with PNG's nationhood, dating back to 1968 when he led a delegation to the United Nations advocating that PNG was ready for independence. He entered Parliament that same year, joining the pioneering generation that would steer the country toward self-governance and eventual independence from Australia in 1975.
Sir Julius was a giant of a man. He served amongst giants, and if North Pole is to South Pole, that saves this planet. For the PNG's politics and governance and government, Somare and Sir Julius were the North Pole and South Pole of our country.
Prime Minister Marape assured the people of New Ireland that Sir Julius' contributions will be preserved for generations to come, announcing that Pangu Party will support the establishment of the Sir Julius Chan Museum in KVN to preserve his speeches, writings, and leadership philosophies.
God, he give him, God, he kiss him, by me talk one him. Let me talk, thank you, Tasolo God. And let's reflect on his life, and may his contribution, his words, be an inspiration for us to do better for his people, our people too. Thank you, Sir Julius. You have set sail, and I wish you eternal peace.
Marape assured the people of New Ireland that the national government stands in solidarity with them as they mourn and celebrate the life of one of PNG's greatest leaders.
Former Prime Minister Pius Winti was in Huris, the final resting place of late Sir Julius Chan, bidding his longtime colleague and dear friend a final farewell.
The country's third Prime Minister, Pius Winti, said Sir Julius Chan lived his life for three themes: dedication, service, and loyalty.
Sir Julius was dedicated to his family, his friends, and his people. He was also dedicated to the truth, to what he believed was right for his people and for his country. Nothing could shake him from that.
Winti highlighted Sir Julius' bold stand to send troops to assist the government of Vanuatu in quelling the rebellion in 1980.
The Prime Minister of Vanuatu requested assistance from Australia and New Zealand to quell a rebellion on one of his islands. They refused. Walter Lenny got in touch with young Julius Chan. Julius Chan did not hesitate. He acted decisively in getting the approval of Parliament to send our troops to a foreign land for the first time in our nation's history. Papua New Guinea troops put down the rebellion, effectively without the loss of a single soldier.
Winti describes this intervention as one of Papua New Guinea's greatest historical moments, further stated that Sir Julius' life is an example of service.
On many occasions, Port Moresby, we're enjoying a simple breakfast and a hot cup of tea, looking down to Hella Beach and out across that wide blue sea, always concerned about our country and our people. I will miss that, my friend. Goodbye, Julius Chan.
In delivering his farewell address at the burial of Sir Julius, East Sepik Provincial member Alan Bird has called on government to look at the Malagan Declaration, documents pertaining to the distribution of power and resources for Papua New Guinea.
Sir Julius, I like him, New Island is strong. I like him, Morobe is strong. I like him, Chimbu is strong. Hela is strong. Central Province, CP, all get a province is strong. Not only by come up in strong black country. You read the Malangan Declaration, by you look in Declaration, and me go straight, lo lewa blow this plating thing. So suppose you me come long on a remem, Salim me go one time Hamamas or some family belong me ask him, one them belly see. You me can Salim tas all ting belong by stop yet na ask him blow me and musai. By inapim this plating blow this pla. Unique man where God even give him long Papua New Guinea. No time where you may need him.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2492 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2417 US, $0.3826 Australian dollars, 0.2255 euro and 36.30 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, copra, palm oil and copper closed higher, while gold, coffee, cocoa and crude oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned. We'll have news making headlines overseas when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made. 24-hour service. Always there when we need them the most. They risk their lives to save mine. They are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. They are our everyday heroes. St. John Ambulance, trusted to care. Day One premieres Saturday, February 8th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. In news overseas, just one day into the state election campaign, major parties have already pledged over $12 billion. But how realistic are the promises? Labour has dismissed the Greens' push for free public transport despite its popularity, while Liberal star candidate Basil Zampilas has apologised for a social media post.
It's been a sweet ride, but Labor's summer of free transport is over, while the Greens want to make it permanent.
I think that's an amazing idea. I think public transport should be encouraged for everyone.
Personally, I would benefit from it, but I don't know what the implications are for public finances in general.
This is actually far more cost effective than building more roads. We can't keep building wider and bigger roads to ease congestion.
Labor has promised to slash fares if re-elected, with Smart Rider holders to pay a flat fee of $2.80 from next year. But the Premier dismissed the Greens' proposal.
It's a matter of balance in terms of the cost of public transport with making it as accessible as possible. And that's the balance that the Greens always ignore.
With the Greens tipped to pick up a handful of upper house seats, political analyst Martin Drum says they can't be ignored.
The Greens will have some say about what passes in the upper house. It's probably unlikely that Labor will have a majority, so then it all comes down to negotiation.
Meanwhile, the Liberals are continuing their focus on health, promising $275 million for transitional care beds for aged care and NDIS patients if elected.
This is about freeing up beds. This is about a common sense approach and a more targeted investment in healthcare funding.
The Liberals' latest election promise was somewhat overshadowed by questions about their candidate, Basil Zampilas, who's been ordered to apologise for using his Lord Mayor Facebook account to promote his WA election campaign.
I'm happy to apologise now, Nadia. I don't have to wait until the council meeting. I think I've already apologised. I understand that it shouldn't have happened that way. I get it.
This is a matter for Basil. This is a matter for Basil Zampilas.
An unwanted distraction for a party with a mountain to climb.
Victorian authorities are scrambling to locate at least 8 alleged criminals after the collapse of a bail monitoring company. The company also operated in New South Wales, where more than 20 defendants on bail were using its ankle monitors.
It was billed as a private solution to the bail woes for the country's 2 biggest states. But today, BailSafe became a very public problem.
BailSafe's behaviour has been unacceptable.
Complete with GPS tracking, the company sold an expensive alternative to being remanded in custody, meaning alleged criminals with the means to pay could wait for trial without being locked up. But last week, BailSafe quietly shut its doors and told no one, including police and the courts. The closure first came to light in New South Wales days ago, the Victorian government admitting it only found out yesterday after media inquiries.
I just think the whole thing's quite staggering, if there's a specialist word, it's a schmozzle. It really is bad.
This afternoon, Victoria Police revealed BailSafe had been monitoring 8 people, but its founder Jackson Oppie claims that's not true. He told the ABC he wasn't monitoring anyone when he shut the company down.
GPS tracking is often a condition of bail and has been more routinely used since March of last year by the courts, particularly in relation to serious youth crime.
And it would appear that, at least at the moment, there's no regulation for some of these providers.
But while that didn't appear to be a problem this morning...
The advice I have from Victoria Police is that this has no impact on their responsibilities around the bail compliance checking.
Late this afternoon, an 11th hour intervention.
I am going to do something about that. We are going to put a stop to the use of these companies in these circumstances.
New South Wales is also urgently reviewing the situation. The first job for the Victorian government, working out just how big a role private bail tracking services play.
How many private bail companies are in use or operating in Victoria at the moment?
Well, we know of BailSafe.
The Australian Federal Parliament has passed what the government calls Australia's toughest laws against hate speech and hate crimes. Labor considered 2 coalition demands for mandatory sentencing to secure support for the bill.
In Parliament's overflow chamber, after dark, the Albanese government revealed it had a deal.
but it came with a back down. Labor, historically opposed to mandatory sentencing, caved to coalition demands for minimum jail terms for terror offences, terror financing and for displaying hate symbols. With the amendments adopted, the bill was fast-tracked through the House and the Senate.
The Parliament is acting today because the Prime Minister has been dragged, kicking and screaming, to finally introduce tough legislation.
The laws have been beefed up in response to a rise in anti-Semitism and amid continued pressure from the coalition. Today, Peter Dutton writing to the Prime Minister demanding a probe into when he was briefed about the discovery of an explosives-laden caravan on the outskirts of Sydney.
Of what was believed to be the biggest planned terrorist attack in our country.
The caravan was discovered on January 19. The state's Premier confirmed he was briefed the next day. A day later, he was with the Prime Minister touring a childcare centre that had been torched. But Anthony Albanese has never revealed if he was told about the caravan plot before news of the investigation leaked to the media on January 28. Saying only he's regularly briefed by agencies.
It's inconceivable that the Prime Minister didn't know about it.
In Queensland's flood zone, Anthony Albanese continued to stonewall.
For Peter Dutton, there is no issue too big for him to show how small his approach to politics is.
The Prime Minister is brushing off Peter Dutton's pursuit, but his refusal to say when he knew about the caravan terror plot means the questions will just keep coming. In his absence from Parliament today, both sides returned to their well-worn lines on cost of living, knowing this is the ground on which the election will ultimately be fought.
A childcare centre in Adelaide's northern suburbs has been forced to close due to safety and hygiene breaches. The centre has 14 days to fix the issues, leaving families in limbo.
A usually lively play space, now an empty yard. The Genius Childcare Centre on Prospect Road at Blair Athol was issued with an emergency action notice on the 31st of January.
There were concerns that were raised around fencing, around the cleanliness of the premises, around some flooring and a few other issues as well, pretty serious issues.
The state's independent regulator, the Education Standards Board, ordered the centre to close until the breaches are rectified. It was given 14 days to do so.
I have two kids that were attending. I've now pulled them out. A lot of the parents have had concerns since the takeover and staff members had left. And definitely what's been raised is the concern with the hygiene and the smoke alarms and things. That's been an ongoing issue for months.
In a statement, Genius Childcare told the ABC it had closed temporarily due to necessary maintenance to ensure a safe and high-quality environment. It says fees won't be charged while it's closed. The ABC has confirmed the centre cannot reopen unless and until it gets approval from the regulator. The regulator also has the power to impose conditions on the centre's operations or to suspend or shut down its services completely. The same company has also faced disciplinary action interstate, including at a Queensland centre.
This is currently the only childcare centre that Genius is operating in South Australia, but the company is seeking licences to open 5 other centres across the state, which it's advertising on its website as opening soon. The Education Minister says the regulator is yet to provide approval for those centres.
Situations that they might have had at their Blair Athol centre or interstate will be things that can be considered by our regulator here if and when they have to make a decision about permitting this provider to open more services in South Australia. So that is a very stringent test.
Another week remains on the 14-day deadline. In the meantime, families continue to play the waiting game.
As the housing crisis deepens in Western Australia, many are facing challenges they never expected. With the issue of top of mind for voters ahead of the state election, reporter Tabarak Al-Rood speaks to a Perth mother struggling to keep a roof over her head.
This may look like your typical hospital room.
Okay, so this is our room. This is Liam in bed.
This is Liam's dialysis machine that we've nicknamed Nigel.
But for Kerry and her 15-year-old son, it's home.
This is the lounge, also my bed, so this is where I sit and sleep through the day. I'm also working from home.
The single mother's life unravelled in 24 hours when she learned her son had been diagnosed with stage 5 kidney failure.
Then his dad got sick. I then had to take Liam on full time, which means that I now can't work FIFO, which means that I can't earn the money that I need to be able to create a house for us. And it just keeps going.
She's been forced to live at Perth Children's Hospital, but realises they can't stay there forever.
I know when they come to a time and say, Kerry, you've got a week, we need you out, then I'm going to be panicking. But I think I've got at least 2 weeks up my sleeve at the moment with just Liam in his treatment. So I can breathe a little bit, but I know the end is near.
It's a situation Kerry never saw coming.
I knew that if I got into trouble that I could rely on friends, but the problem is Liam needs dialysis every night, so he now needs medical equipment, he needs a safe home.
Despite her endless search for a rental, she can't catch a break.
How do I battle the 100 people at a inspection where we're all needing a house and the person with the deepest pockets wins? So people like me who can't even afford the $750 a week, I'm never going to get a look in. I know that.
Kerry's experience is becoming increasingly common. Homeless service providers say they're seeing unprecedented levels of West Australians seeking their support.
You've got a lot of volunteers still. I think there needs to be a recognition that the investments were geared in terms of a particular cohort of homelessness that we were seeing primarily in the past. That's changed, and so the investments need to change as a result now.
Despite an uncertain future, Kerry refuses to give up.
I've got no other option, and I'll just keep fighting and keep looking at houses and keep applying and keep asking for help until something happens.
Australia's wool industry is facing its biggest challenge in a century, with plummeting production and weak global demand. Despite the uncertainty, a new generation of farmers is committed to carrying the country's agricultural legacy forward.
This year, the amount of wool Australia is set to produce is forecast to drop 12%, falling to lows not seen since 1921. Yet that outlook has not stopped Miranda McGuffick, a 23-year-old fifth-generation wool grower on the Monero in the New South Wales Snowy Mountains, from following her dreams.
Yes, being a young person coming into the industry, it's always hard to ignore the headlines or what the newspapers or the radios are saying, but you just have to stay optimistic, and you can make a living out of this by making smart breeding decisions, smart management decisions.
Miranda sees the value of investing in sheep genetics to make farmers more profitable.
There's so much potential for this industry to get behind genomics more, to make smarter breeding decisions, that it's just an untapped interest area, and I want younger people to be more interested, and they are starting to be, which is wonderful.
Last year, she was one of 10 young leaders selected by the industry to travel to China, where more than 85% of Australia's wool is processed.
Seeing the pipeline from on-farm, working in the shed, seeing where that wool goes to factories and then being processed, it's been a bucket list item for mine. Seeing them have confidence in our industry and wanting us to get better is really fulfilling.
Near Armidale in the New England region, 26-year-old Angus Dawson is taking a different approach. Traditionally, sheep are bred for wool or meat, and at his farm, Angus is developing a dual-purpose sheep for both markets.
Australia rode on the sheep's back, and it basically built the country many years ago. Generations past have talked of such roaring wool markets that have made people and farms what they are today. So I haven't experienced that.
He's focused on crossbreeding merinos with Pole Dorset and Charolais sheep, a strategy aimed at increasing meat quality while maintaining wool output.
On my way to breeding a dual-purpose Pole Merino. So what that includes is obviously good wool cuts, good wool amounts and qualities, but carcass traits and fertility traits. So more lambs on the ground, more weight, healthier lambs, and that way I can spread my risk sort of 3 ways when it comes to wool, lambs and carcass.
While the wool price is not where farmers want it to be, young wool growers say there's a future in a fibre that's clean, green and sustainable.
It's one of the best fibres in the world. It's sustainable, regenerative, very, very profitable for businesses that do it well. I want in 5 years to still be breeding the most profitable and productive merino sheep in the industry.
Young wool growers optimistic there are better times ahead.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, Penrith Panthers CEO visits PNG NRL and the stunning launch for 2025 JT9s.
Welcome to
Backyard! Want more entertainment in your life?
What a cry, baby.
TV1 Plus has all your favorite drama to keep you entertained.
Time to give Mama all the kisses.
Perfect!
No! Please don't kill me!
Get TV1 Plus in the 20-channel prepaid pack and watch all your favorite drama non-stop. Watch TV1 Plus and 19 more great channels for your viewing pleasure.
So many have tried.
Rockin' with America.
Subscribe to TV1 Plus now on the 20-channel digital prepaid pack 1, 7, 14 or 30 and enjoy 20 channels of world-class entertainment.
And business blew me, Carlos, because me Mary blew you.
Thank you, princess.
How do I look today? Dial star 515# to subscribe now. Digital TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
You look like you don't belong here.
Why is there nobody working the reception after 10?
I want you to lock the doors and wait for me. I will come pick you up right now. Consider yourself lucky.
Cuckoo. Premieres Saturday, February 15th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Against the Italians, must be there they are, Scotland. They have managed. It was blocked, and it is Brex. Nacho Brex is away from Italy, and nobody will catch him.
My name is Uzochukwu.
His father was the richest man in our village. Nothing is working. Nothing. Wow. So I'm here because of a man. I'm sorry for staring, sir. Go.
Welcome back. Penrith Panthers is the first NRL club to visit Papua New Guinea and throw its support behind the Junior Development Pathway programs as the country prepares to enter NRL in 2028. CEO of the Penrith Panthers, Matthew Cameron, who is in the country to provide support on the pathways and development programs, along with PNG RFL CEO Stanley Hondina and the PNG NRL bid CEO Andrew Hill.
The PNG NRL team has begun the journey to collaborate between and amongst NRL clubs as the first CEO of an NRL club set foot in PNG. The CEO of Penrith Panthers, Matthew Cameron, who is now in Port Moresby, has spoken as the head of Penrith Panthers, the benchmark rugby league club in the NRL that is known to have one of the best junior development programs. He praised the PNG NRL Bid Academy program that is spearheaded by Tony Atra and Joe Grimmer. He said to have a strong NRL team is to be community-oriented and have a strong junior development pathways program.
One of the things that's really stood out, I got here yesterday, is the synergies that exist between, where the Penrith Panthers are now as a club and how we started. And the Penrith Panthers as a club started fundamentally as a community rugby league club. And clearly your community here loves rugby league, it is your national game.
The CEO of PNG NRL bid, Andrew Hill, who's been a close friend of Cameron for over 2 decades, said they are privileged to have the Panthers CEO visiting them. He said they will be doing all they can to build a competitive football club for PNG. Hill further said there is no better club to learn about their development and pathways programs than Penrith Panthers. He said they are the benchmark and PNG franchise will copy a thing or two from them when necessary. The Penrith Panthers CEO told the PNG NRL bid and the PNG NRL team to align their goals together, as this is what Penrith Panthers do because it will allow everyone to work towards a common goal.
Yeah, Matt and I have been talking on and off for a long period of time, clearly on a friendship level but also professional, and we just can't copy what Penrith do in Western Sydney and copy and paste here in Port Moresby. There's a lot that we can copy, and we're not ashamed to say we will be taking the best of everything we can. However, there are a number of NRL clubs that we have relationships with, and we will continue to just slowly, quietly work away at those relationships. If we see something that we think we can adapt here in Port Moresby, then we will work hard. It doesn't just have to be rugby.
The Panthers CEO will be speaking to Digicel ExxonMobil clubs over the weekend. The franchise clubs are in Port Moresby for a PNG RFL workshop. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Prime Minister James Marape has welcomed the support of Australian National Rugby League's reigning premiers, the Penrith Panthers, for Papua New Guinea's NRL deal. Prime Minister Marape acknowledged the support from the Panthers, a club that has won 4 NRL premierships in a row from 2021 to 2024. In a significant event held at the Stanley Hotel yesterday evening to have the formalities of the Penrith Panthers' support for the PNG NRL deal, Marape told the Penrith Panthers CEO and his club that their presence and support towards PNG's NRL deal meant a lot. He said for PNG to join NRL is not just about sport, it is also about nation building and people-to-people connections with Australia and other countries. Continuing their unique relationship with PNG this year, the Penrith Panthers Football Club was also the first NRL club to play an official trial match in PNG at the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby against the PNG Hunters in 2016. Imagine late Tigers winger Graham Rex is fully embracing his time at the PNG Hunters pre-season camp, having successfully progressed to the second block for training. As a former Lays secondary school product, Rex values this opportunity, even as he awaits the final announcement of the Hunters squad for the 2025 Host Plus Cup season.
Rex remains grounded and committed, focusing on improving his skills and work ethic. He expressed that the first block of training was primarily about conditioning and fitness, while the current phase emphasizes learning new skills and techniques, distinctively different from what he experienced in the Digicel Cup. He relishes the opportunity for team bonding, particularly enjoying his interactions with seasoned players. Meeting and training with veterans has been a significant honor for him, as they are open and eager to share their experiences, which has enriched his development.
Been tough, not compared as from Diesel Cup. Diesel Cup, me feel professional too much, but yeah, me feeling big difference that more professional now. Yeah. First block kami talk Ahmad lili come but me come through. The second block so me just focus lo just make it 30 men squad there. Try best to me low, training on the boys. Try look show standing right now. Yeah, make that cut.
Adapting to hunter systems and culture has posed some challenges, but it has also been a valuable learning experience for him. The standards maintained within the Hunters organization differ greatly from those in the Digicel Cup, pushing Rex to elevate his game and pick up new skills that are crucial for his progress as a professional player. Rex primarily plays as a winger or center, but is also comfortable in the fullback position. He made his debut with Lace Next Tigers in 2024, but is currently enjoying the Hunters experience. Although he hails from Tambul in the Western Highlands province, he grew up in East Taraka Ley, where he represents his local club East Taraka Spiders, a club known for producing notable Hunters players such as Clint Lama, Finley Glare, Zebedee Kip, and Douglas David.
Lo kamo se mem bibla amastret privilege nonad lo constablia some boys we misa watch lo TV so le mem mikam se rabi soda sonte wal nas play on the mall o help me lo fanda sante we minidim help le mem yeah na mi amastret I know se Brendan or big boys Sani Mora yeah.
While balancing his rugby aspirations with education, Rex is also determined to enhance his academic performance. He considers his time in the Hunters camp a privilege and a unique chance to train alongside prominent players like Brendan Nima, Sonny Wabo, and Moria, who are always willing to offer guidance and support. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Moresby Southside Stadium in Calgary was alive with excitement last night as the JT Super Nines tournament officially launched its 2025 edition, coinciding with Papua New Guinea's upcoming 50th Golden Jubilee Independence celebrations. The tournament kicked off the day featuring women's matches, followed by under-20 and senior men's games. It will run across 3 weekends, with the finals tentatively scheduled for the first weekend of March 2025.
And let the games begin!
A record 182 rugby league teams, joined by families and supporters, filled the stadium to witness a stunning fireworks display that illuminated the Moresby skies. Moresby South MP and tournament patron Justin Kichenko, alongside NCD Governor Powis Parkop, officiated the significant event. The fireworks was preceded by a parade of respective team captains, culminating in the big countdown to the spectacular fireworks that unfolded very much to the amazement of the crowd. The launch was a historic moment for the Moresby South community as it blended the excitement of the tournament with a personal celebration for Kichenko, who turned 53 the same night. Expressing his gratitude, he acknowledged the support and loyalty of his constituents, stating, "The tournament director emphasized his thanks to Kichenko for his ongoing support and sponsorship. This year's tournament is marked by a substantial prize of 50,000 kina awarded to the cup winners and 25,000 for the runners-up in honor of the country's Golden Jubilee." However, he noted that from next year onward, the prize money reverts back to 20,000. As the games unfold, the spirit of sportsmanship and community pride is expected to shine brightly throughout the tournament. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, partly sunny to cloudy with evening few showers. Popondetta, mostly cloudy, rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Ley, partly cloudy with evening rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Vanimo, cloudy with evening rain showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, Kokopo, Rabaul, sunny to partly cloudy with brief showers. Boca, partly cloudy with evening showers and thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy with evening rain periods and thunderstorms. Coral Sea, seas moderate to patches rough with west to northwest winds of 15 to 25 knots, gusting to 33 knots over the western sector. Solomon Sea, seas moderate to patches rough with northwest to northerly winds of 15 to 20 knots, with gusts to 30 knots in the southeast and northwest sectors. Bismarck Seas, seas slight to moderate with northwest to northeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate with northeast to easterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Islands, Kerema and Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Island, seas 1 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. And waters of Cape Bogle to Huen Gulf to Fincher Fen, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters at times along warning areas. And that wraps up the news tonight. Pleasant weekend. Bye for now.
TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.